Yes, hello.
Hey, can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
My name is Doc, and I go by he.
And are you over 18?
Yes, I am.
All right, Doc. What's your religion or lack thereof?
Christianity.
All right, well, why does the Bible treat women like shit?
I don't believe the Bible does. It's just like the history books. It shows how people treated women, not God Himself.
But most of the things that I described were either like commanded or carried out by God. So how is it it's what people are doing if God commands women to be raped as a punishment for their husband?
So, can you bring up the scripture, please, and we can go?
Yeah, it's Second
Because I
Samuel
don't have my
12.
Bible with me. I don't have my Bible with me. Like, could you
Yeah,
read
it's
it?
Second Samuel 12. I'll read it out, sure.
Thank you.
So, just to give a little context, this is a punishment for David for raping Bathsheba and then having Uriah killed on the front lines in the war. So it's a twofold punishment that's supposed to be
Yeah, you
for
can read
David.
it.
The first part is that the baby that Bathsheba has from that encounter dies, but also David's wives get raped by his son in broad daylight. So this is starting in 2 Samuel 12, verse 10. Now therefore the sword shall never depart from your house, for you have despised me and have taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be your wife. Thus says the Lord, I will raise up trouble against you from within your own house, and I will take your wives before your eyes and give them to your neighbor, and he shall lie with your wives in broad daylight. For you did it secretly, but I will do this thing before all Israel and in broad daylight.
Mm. So where's the command? Like, where does he say now, like I said, I'm not condoning it, right? So when it comes to interpretation,
I
um,
will take your wives before your eyes and give them to your neighbor, and he shall lie with your wives in broad daylight.
exactly. So now where does the grape come in at?
It's that the women didn't consent to this happening. They're being used as pawns and a punishment for David.
What does it say to that?
In chapter 16, actually.
Okay, and what does it say?
So, more context. David's son Absalom basically stages an armed coup and takes over the palace. Um, During this, he's told that if he really wants to show off his power, he should rape his father's wives on the rooftop to show everyone
And
off.
who said if you really want to show your power?
I'm about to read it out to you. I'm just giving you context.
Okay.
So these were women who were being held prisoners as part of an armed coup. So we are going to start. It's 2 Samuel 16, starting in verse 21. Ahithophel said to Absalom, "Go into, have sex with, your father's concubines, the one he has left to look after the house, and all Israel will hear that you have made yourself odious to your father, and the hands of all who are with you will be strengthened." So they pitched a tent for Absalom upon the roof, and Absalom went into his father's concubines in the sight of all Israel.
Yeah, can you hand me that, please? Wow, that's I would love to read that and keep reading that. Thank you for giving me that scripture. Um and you said that God said that go do this? Because I understand that you said God said he will kind of, which is not saying that
He says,
you
"I am
know,
going to give your wives to this guy for him to grape," and then later that guy
you said
grapes the
second
wives,
Samuel.
exactly as God said. He's taking credit for doing it. He is saying that this is part of the punishment
And this
because
is the Old
David.
Testament or the New Testament?
This is the Old Testament. It's in Second
Of
Samuel.
course it is. Of course it is. He was a little more vicious. Things
Same
was a little
God.
more
Same God,
vicious.
though.
Yeah. So with that one, I would love to study that one. So I would love to talk about that and I would love to study that. However, my associate, my beautiful woman friend just gave me her Bible. Second Samuel 17,
16, starting in verse 21.
because that's very interesting. Uh 16 verse 21.
Yep. What version are you reading from? Out of
What
curiosity.
version is this? NIV.
Eek. All right.
Exactly. So it's just what I have access to. Thank you so much for giving me access to this.
Ain't nothing wrong with NIV.
Okay, 16. I don't see a verse 21. Okay. So sorry. Verse 21. Antelope answered, sleep with your father. So who is Antelope? And it's a field.
Yeah, Ahithophel, I think is how it's supposed to be
Yeah.
pronounced.
So this is not God. Show me,
I
can you show me
I
where
never
God said?
said it was God.
Oh, thank you. So God didn't command that. So I did hear you say God say
No,
that I
God
will.
said, "I'm going to do this," and
Yeah, I
then
will.
he describes precisely how he's going to have it happen, and then it happens in that exact way.
So can you go back to that scripture where God commanded this?
Yep, that's going to be in chapter 12.
Chapter 12. So now, and this is what I mean, right? And this is why some people overdo it. Not you, I'm saying like in the Bible. This is why I love the New Testament when Jesus basically was like, y'all overdid y'all part. So this is 12, and what verse is this?
For this, starting in verse 10.
Starting in verse 10. Now, therefore, the sword will never depart from your house, because you despised me and took the wife of Uriah. Okay. That he shouldn't took anyone's wife. Okay. The Hittite to be your own. This is what the Lord says. Out of your own household, I am going to bring calamity on you. Before your very eyes, I will take your wives and give them to one who is close to you, and he will sleep with your wives in broad daylight. You did it in secret, but I will do this thing in broad daylight before all Israel. Mm, I have sinned against the Lord. Nathan replied, okay, so I get exactly what you're saying. So that's what he commanded, right? And then once it happened, oh wow. Wait, I can't. Is you still there? Oh,
Can you
I
hear me
can't
now?
hear you. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can
I
hear
accidentally played a sound. I was trying to mute so I could sneeze.
you. Bless you. No offense. You know. So I did read that God say that, right? So are you saying when the people came and did this to her, that was what God commanded through that
Yes.
verse?
It happens precisely. Oh. What? What the fuck? I got restricted for harassment and bullying.
Wow.
I didn't even say any of my usual heinous shit.
So yeah, so I did read God say that. However, he didn't say that he didn't say the harsh things, and he didn't say it fiercely. So when the people came upon them, they did the rigorous things beyond what was commanded. And that's where I think that the
No,
people
he
come from.
specifically said, "I'm going to give your wives to this guy and he's going to lay with them in front of everybody." Which, keep in mind, if it had been consensual, the penalty for the women would have been execution by stoning, because it would have been considered adultery.
Exactly.
So they were being held hostage under threat of violence and would have been executed for doing it willingly. There's
So
no situation in which this was consensual, and it happened precisely as God said it was going to, and how he said he was going to make it happen.
So yes, but it did. So it said he will have someone lie with your wives,
Which,
right?
again, lying with them under threat of
Yeah, means
violence, and yeah, it's not
yeah.
consensual. It's grape.
So yes, well, you so
I don't want to have
ah,
to teach another grown man what consent is. Have you heard of
no,
the
no, no.
Fry's
You're
method?
actually you're onto something. But when it said, this is what I mean when I say a lot of humans do things their way. You get what I'm saying. So he said that I will have someone close to you lie with her. So of course we missed the part where it was consented or unconsensual. So what I'm
But
saying is the
but once
men went above and beyond in
you think God didn't know how this was going to happen?
um that's a great question, because if we go back to Genesis, it's a lot of things that I questioned. I was like, wait a minute. If God created Adam and Eve, he knew that this was gonna happen. So regardless of him knowing that this was gonna happen, he still let it happen because he gave us free will. So he knew that they was gonna, so that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Like, um
But he
I even
specifically
question
says, I'm going to do this.
exactly. And
So
that's when
you
I
think that
feel
he was
like
going to do that, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't mean like that." Like that makes no sense.
so when it comes to free will, sometimes the humans in the Bible, they overdid things. They overdid their part.
And I gotta ask though, in what situation? Because again, he says that he's going to have someone lie with his wives in broad daylight. That would have been worthy of execution for the women. So
Mm,
once again, there's no logical way that it would have been consensual. So you're
exactly.
saying
So
exactly.
here's
So you
here's
agree
here
that God knew it was going to be grape.
possibly, but I still believe that, and hear me out. I still
Possibly.
believe that humans have their own choices as well.
But Doc,
So
he says he's going to lie with your wives in broad daylight. That would have been execution for the women if it had been consensual. So that makes no sense. Why would these women want to sleep with their stepson so bad and be humiliated in front of all these people and then be executed for it?
you're exactly right. I get you on that. Now, my stance is not like I told you. I'm glad you brought this up. I will study this. I even told my friend that I want to study the Bible, and this is giving me enlightenment to do so. And I would love to study that particular scripture. So, in the moment, speaking on God's character, right? So, there's this one chapter where who was the soldier? The soldier who died. Um, well, so here's God character. So God was like the, and I questioned this. God was like, "You shall go in peace." Like he said, "You shall die, and you shall go in peace." Right. So when I looked at how he died in war, in conflict, and I was like, "Wait a minute, how will he say he will die in peace?" But he died at war. How is that peace? So God said he will die peacefully because he have a spot in heaven. So I was like, wow, that's what made me realize, despite how you die, even if it's as graphic as possible, he have a spot in heaven.
What
So
I'm
when I
sorry,
saw
what does
that,
this have to say about what does that have to do
this
with
this
anything
is
we've talked about
God's
thus far?
character.
Yeah,
So
that's
this is
not we're talking about how the Bible treats women. I don't care
yes.
about
So
how a
I'm going
soldier
off
died.
God's character, right?
That's okay,
So
but we're talking about the biblical text, how it
yes.
treats women.
So
That
you
God's
hear me. So
God's character is not really a part of that conversation. The
so
biblical
so hear me
text
out.
is.
Can I
You're not landing the plane, you're circling the airport.
no,
I would like us
that's
to get
that's
back
why I'm
on
trying to come
track.
back. That's why I'm trying to come back to it, right? So when it comes to God's character, I literally laid out that he said you will die peacefully. And when I saw how he died brutally, right? But in God's word said you will die peacefully. So I was like, how was that peacefully if he died brutally? So that's God's character because he have a spot in heaven. So when it comes to those women, if they was raped, right? Even if they was innocent,
Graped. We
due
gotta
to
we gotta do
I
TikTok
apologize.
language.
I truly apologize. If they was raped, that's truly gruesome, right? They have a spot in
Okay,
heaven,
but God
right?
caused
So
this
you
to
see the
happen,
character.
and He could have not done that.
So there, this is why I'm speaking on God's character, because
Yeah, His
there's this
character
is
is I'm gonna have you graped, but then be nice to you afterwards, rather than just being nice to you the whole time.
this is where I brought in men's actions. So it can still, God can give a commandment, and men still have the ability to override it and disobey God. So
Men can
that's
disobey something that God ordains.
yes.
So if God says this thing is going to happen, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen.
It will happen, but they can still overdo their
you
part.
just
So
you just
basically,
immediately contradicted yourself.
no. So if God says this will happen, right? So once it comes to the mission or the operation of it happening, men still have the free will to overdo their part. So that was not in the commandment. Yes, the day has came, but it can still, due to the person being a man and being sinful and disobedient, they can still counteract once that time come. Like they can still disobey the commandment. You get what I'm saying? Or well,
No,
of course, you're not trying to.
you're
That
directly
that's
contradicting yourself. You're saying
no. I'm
that whatever God says is absolutely going to happen, except if it doesn't happen the way that He said, which is, oh
so
hey Javon, good to see you. But that's like immediately contradictory.
so I'm giving
And
you
like in the example that I gave you with like Absalom raping David's wives, it happened exactly how God said it was going to happen. So I don't
no.
understand why you're
God
trying
just
to
said
say
he gave the foundation and said that people in your household will lie with your wife. He never gave
thank you,
specific. Now he
Kelly.
did say in front of people
Yep.
in broad daylight,
And
but
this would
he
have been
didn't say
something worthy of
specifics.
execution. So again, it would have been obvious that it was grape. So God basically said, "Hey, I'm going to have your wives raped by someone close to you in broad daylight." And then his wives were raped by someone close to him in broad daylight. And you're like, "Well, that doesn't mean that that's how God wanted it to happen." It the instructions are laid out very clearly. And you know, another part of this is specifically a punishment meant to mirror David's crime,
So
right?
this so
So David raped another man's wife, and he did it in secret. So like God says, you did this in secret, I'm going to do it before all Israel. So then God has David's wives raped in front of all of Israel.
I
It's
get it.
it's
Yes, I
a,
totally
supposed
get
to
it.
be a punishment to match the crime, even though it's more of a punishment to the women who had to deal with like this horrific act happening to them. But here's the thing: crimes against women in the Bible are treated as property crimes. Women are the property of the men that they belong to. So what this is actually doing is it's humiliating David. That's the intent behind it.
Yep. Yep.
By taking his property and letting another man have domain over it. It being the women who are people and should have had agency in the situation and didn't. So I think it's important to remember the context of it being a punishment, of it mirroring the sin that David supposedly committed against God. And I say
Ex-
supposedly committed because I don't believe in sin, but like obviously in the context of the Bible, it's shown as a sin.
So I totally get exactly what you're coming from. So this is why I represent God's character as I did. So let's go back to Genesis at God's character,
I
right?
feel like you didn't
So
hear
if
anything
God
I
is
just
all
said,
knowing,
Doc.
if yes, I heard exactly what you said.
You don't
So
think God is all knowing.
yes, I do believe
No,
God
you
is all
don't.
knowing.
You've just told us how God is not all knowing. Like 2 minutes ago.
No, I did not.
If his commands can be carried out in a way that he does not expect, then he's not all knowing.
Listen to what I'm saying. So if let's go back to God's character. It's very distinct and it's hard to
I don't want to
understand,
keep
right?
going back to God's character. Again, if there's
So
something that can
so
happen, if something happens that he doesn't expect, he's not all knowing.
so look. So this is the funny part. Like I told you, I question things as well. So
You should.
when so exactly. So when God, because I asked the same thing. Wait, why would God ask Cain, "Where's your brother and what have you done?" if he's all knowing?
Yep.
He. So yes, you're exactly right. But the way his character is, this is why I bring up free will, and the human still have the choice to do things in disobedience, right? So
But God would
God,
know. But God would know that.
exactly. So God
So
heard.
so God, hold on. So God gave this judgment, this punishment to David, knowing precisely how it would be carried out.
So this is where I'm coming from
You
with God's
can
character.
say that the men took it further than God intended,
Yes.
but God
Yes.
would know that they were going to do that.
Of course,
And he gave that command anyway.
as well as Cain took it further than God commanded.
But God could have commanded it a different way to prevent that. He deliberately gave the command the way that he did, knowing what would happen as a result.
So here's the thing, right? So the same way when God commands things, this is why I'm bringing it back to Genesis. God commanded Adam and Eve to eat all of tree besides that one, and they still did it out of disobedience, regardless of God's command.
I mean, they wouldn't have known that disobedience was wrong there. Why would they? They didn't even know what good and evil was.
We're going to get into the nuance of that.
And also, yeah, this is a total pivot. We're talking about why the Bible treats women badly. And we've gone over again and again. You kind of seem to just sort of be avoiding it at this point. The fact that these women were raped as a punishment for David's crime. You seem to be trying to avoid the fact that God was the one who commanded it, when it very directly, God like boasts about it, saying, "I will do this thing," before all of Israel. He brags about it.
Here's the logic, right? So this is why I keep going back to humans' free will and God's commandment.
What verse is that from, by the way?
What
free
verse?
will? When does God mention free will in the Bible?
In Genesis.
In Genesis, he mentions free will?
Where?
Yes.
Where?
So we still have the freedom to rule over the world, right?
He gives us dominion over the earth. That's not the same thing. That's just following. That's just the next in the chain of command. That's like the order of operations.
He gave us the earth to rule over everything.
To have dominion over in the way that he has dominion over earth. Us. Yeah, that has nothing to do with free will. That's just operation as intended.
So free will is, this is free will. If God commands you to do something, but you do otherwise, that's free will.
I mean, that's a free choice, potentially.
Exactly.
Not even always, but there's a difference there. There's a difference. Free will. The difference is what is being like offered to you is like a dichotomy of choice. So like if it's coercion, for example, it's not a free will choice. So like if I say, for example, hey, you're going to go on a date with me because I love you, but if you don't love me back, I'm going to put you in the basement and set you on fire forever. That's like not a free will choice. It's kind of coercion-y. You know what I mean?
That's how you got me.
That time. But like, so I guess what I'm saying is like and like throughout the Bible, you see God commanding things, commanding people to do things they don't want to do. Telling people they have to bring their will into alignment with him, all this sort of stuff. God doesn't value free will. He usually takes free will as an expression of rejecting him, if anything. This God nowhere in the Bible demonstrates the value for free will. He talks about later, even in the New Testament, it talks about creating vessels for destruction. It's like he predestines people for destruction all the time. So like we don't really have a choice according to the Bible. We just kind of are as we're made.
So if you have freedom of a choice, I still look at that as free will. So you did give an excellent.
But I guess what all your arguments are saying that your God wouldn't do this because your God wouldn't violate free will. But you're saying this while defending the idea of women being raped, which is a very strong violation of their free will. You know what I mean?
I never once defended it, right? So
you're just excusing God commanding it. That's all. You know
exactly.
What I mean? You just love the guy that orders this thing. Like he's like your deepest connection, your most important thing on this earth. He's your model for love and goodness and everything like that. And he caused this to happen and bragged about it. And all of this ignoring, by the way, that he just kills a baby after torturing it with sickness for 7 days. That's fun too, but I guess that's not what we're talking about today.
So this is why I always bring up God's character, because
let's look at Deuteronomy chapter 22 for God's character and his attitude towards women, because that whole thing really shows a great demonstration of his attitude towards women. I feel like
we're not going to get anywhere with this conversation, honestly, babe. At this point, I've been on a scary go round with this guy of just him.
Yeah. But
God's character.
No. So when it comes to deconstructing,
have you read Deuteronomy 22, Doc?
Let's go there.
Yeah. So in this Deuteronomy 22 contains a virginity test. It contains rules for rape and what may happen with that.
You're deconstructing.
No, but you're.
It's not about losing or winning. It's just the fact that if anyone, no. So this is why I'm going with God. This is why I brought up.
But it doesn't answer the question.
Maybe
This
we
is
should let them
what I
figure it out if you're done
brought.
with
This
this.
is why
You know?
I brought up there. It's a bigger reward. This is why I brought up God saying that.
Can we talk to whoever's in the room with you?
Oh, she's easily, yeah.
No,
She
no,
seems to have a better handle of it than you, honestly.
No.
Kind of hearing what I'm hearing.
No. What you guys is doing, right?
She knew what version of the Bible it was. It's
So of course it is no. I did not defend rape, right? So what I'm telling you is God's character, right? This is why I brought up, because I even questioned this. Wait, if God says someone will die peacefully, but when I look at how they died brutally, how is that peacefully? The peaceful part is that they have a spot in heaven, right? I know,
right. So that's just a cope. That's not
yeah,
that's cognitive dissonance you're experiencing.
It's
That
pretty
is
similar to
the
what you've been
gap
doing.
between reality and what you've been lied to about. And you have this part of you that knows there's a gap there and you can't resolve it no matter what excuses you try to make for it.
This whole time.
So you see that?
what
So
you're
she's
doing, hold
nodding
on.
her head. So when you just said that, the woman that I'm with nodding her head in agreement to you. So it's not about her being on any. What you nodding your head
I'm doing
to
my
your?
homework. I don't have nothing to do with what y'all discussing. But as,
So
but as I'm listening, you're not answering the question.
Yes, and I'm losing, right?
You are.
This isn't-
If you're going to join the live, then you need to be educated on what they're trying to talk to you about. It doesn't seem like you are.
So when it comes to defending God's character, it's almost hard.
You're irritating me because they're not even talking about God's character. She asked you a question about Samuel, and you keep talking about Genesis.
Samuel.
Whatever they're trying to talk about, you're not on the same page with them. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Of course, that's the point. They're atheists and I'm Christian.
So
Wait, I'm sorry. Are you atheist?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the point. So it's easier to deconstruct, and it's harder to convert or teach because God. That's why I keep bringing up God's character. It's almost hard.
So we have been Christian. We both were Christian. Like we've been through this whole process before. We've been where you were.
Just listening to y'all talk about the same shit. You're not getting anywhere.
Yeah, of course, because I'm sorry, that's another story. So because we have lust, so it's a lot of tension.
And
there.
so what our kind of point is like this whole thing where God does this is talking about God's character. This is a reflection of God's character. So like even if you show us like a story where God is like a goody two shoes nice in a one spot, we're not really going to care. You know what I mean? Because this,
of course,
look at it this way. If I'm talking about what Bill Cosby did, no one cares how funny Bill Cosby was anymore because of his, grape stuff, right?
The pudding pops.
You know what I mean? So like no one cares about how funny or good your God was in Genesis.
Ooh, me?
You know what I mean? Like we're talking about his character in this spot.
I'm listening to what's making
exactly. Atheists make sense to you, right? Atheists make sense to you.
Atheists don't make sense.
You say you're listening to what makes sense, so you're easily deconstructed.
No, I'm not easily deconstructed.
It's not about weakness of will, dude. This is about like what's true and not true.
And I never defended women getting great. So when it comes to God's character, this is God's character. When you brought up, God said, "I will have someone lie with your wife."
Doc, if this was God commanding that, if this was hypothetically, if you just grant, if you grant us and if you find and do this research and realize that it was God who ordered this and commanded this, what would that change to you about God? Would this change the way you worship if you found out your God was responsible for these things?
You don't have no idea of what's going on, and you drank a lot, and you sit over here talking about we got lust in here. What does that have to do with anything?
Because I
just answer the question. Just answer the question and get off the lie.
So this is how spirits work, right?
Would your mind change if you found out that your God commanded grape? Would you care?
So
yes or no, please.
So when I question,
you shouldn't need this much hesitation for that, in my opinion. Yes or no? Would you care if you knew for a fact that your God commanded grape?
No.
You wouldn't care. Okay. That's all I need personally. I'm done talking to you myself. Mezzo, welcome in.
I'd like to say a couple things if I can. Are you able to, hey Doc, my name is Mezzo. I do relationship advice stuff. Is your partner there able to get on the phone by chance?
Yeah, she's open to. She's an open.
Love you, babe. Keep kicking ass.
Oh, thank you. Oh, sorry.
No, that's
Oh,
for
you too, T. You too, T. Actually, you too.
Yeah.
I love you
Oh,
too,
thank
T.
you. Oh, babe.
So, Doc, it sounds like there's some lustful tension happening between you guys. Is that true?
You said lustful tension?
Yeah.
Oh, we already lusted over each other and fornicated. So yes, I'm sinful. Yes.
Whoa.
Oh, that's
Yes, I'm
great.
sinful. Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's good. So, the kind of like good news, if this all turns out to be true, that God is not real and these atheists are right, then that means that you guys are like not in sin. You're free to fuck, right? Which is great news. You can kind of keep doing that. And so it's worth really taking this seriously, really considering this stuff, because it might be the case that you can keep doing that,
No,
And so,
the case, I'm sorry to interrupt. The case is
okay.
that this was meant to be. So this is showing that me and her are not equally yoked. So
How
she's
yoked are you?
literally calling me. Yeah, I just admitted that I'm sinful and I commit sins and I'm
How
not
yoked
perfect.
are you? Can you centimeters or inches is fine.
He sounds like he's got a swinger. You can kind of tell by the voice usually, but it seems like maybe she's just intellectually kind of a step above. Would you say that?
Thank you.
Yeah. So
Only one step.
So the thing is, it's tension, right?
There is no tension between us.
So you called me a weirdo for what?
I called you a weirdo because you said out of the blue, "Oh, we're lustful." That didn't have anything to
Yes,
do
because
with her question. You know what?
If I can't, oh sorry.
Yeah, I know. So this is just proof that me and her is
The
unequally
tension,
yoked.
I can tell you,
So
the tension, Doc.
what?
I know.
So this
I
is
hear
meant
it.
to
I hear it all the
happen, right?
time.
This is
I'm
meant to happen.
palpating it. It's
I mean,
Doc,
this is the
Doc,
last time
Doc,
I'm gonna be with you.
I hear this tension all the time in my couples therapy sessions. The tension.
Wait, we're not a couple. We're just fornicating.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
this
you
is where
guys,
I
you guys are
kind
couple
of
of
next to each other.
fornicators.
That's where this is where I sort of step in. I am a sex therapist, Doc, and I'm really happy to hear this conversation. Now, I have a quick question for you. Do you perform oral?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, I do.
Okay,
And
that's
that's-
so
Sorry, I
important.
thought you were asking me. Sorry. Yeah. I do.
Oh,
wait.
we know this from our sessions, Mezzo. We've already.
All right. So
we've
yes,
already
yes,
spoken.
I do, but I didn't perform.
Mezzo's your
any-
biggest success story.
Sorry, you've not
Sure.
performed oral on this woman in the.
Whoa,
call here?
I'm so sorry. I apologize. This is so, but I'm so happy this happened because it showed
Me
that
too.
me and her
She's
is
out of your
unequally
league.
Doc,
yoked.
you're in good hands. I'm a sex therapist and theologian.
She definitely
so
is
I'm
out of my league.
exactly
You know,
the person.
she's more so what makes sense, and you guys are making sense to her.
You
So,
got-
of
you got
course-
someone on your
what's her
side,
name?
Doc.
Is her name? Is that what I heard? What's her?
Hello.
Oh my goodness, who said?
Hello.
Hey, Vic, just so you know, you're in good hands too. Okay, we're gonna help you out. We're gonna
Her
help
name is.
him.
Did you know her name was?
And
So
we're
we've
we're
been
working
doing
on
some
getting.
sessions before. Sorry, go ahead, Joel.
How
Yeah,
did you
just
know
so-
her name is?
I want to say we're working
I
on
mention
getting
your
you
name?
into his good mouth.
Exactly. Oh no, this is
Hello.
demonic. How did you know her name is?
So we do kind of different things.
No.
Joel does theological.
Answer that. No, answer that. Did I call her name?
No, I know some of these things. I'm a seer.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I'm
goodness.
a theologian
Whoa,
and sex
whoa.
therapist.
Did I mention
Mezzo
your
is a
name?
couples therapist and seer. It's
Did I
just-
mention your name?
No, but hold on. What are they trying to
No.
say?
Oh no. She's very intellectual. I just
know.
gave
I
her
said
words
that.
of confirmation. Yes, she is. I'm in her dorm right now. But this is I rebuke this. Did I mention her name?
You know, actually, Doc, I'm going to rebuke this too. I rebuke.
Did I mention her name?
You must
Host,
have
did I
mentioned her
mention
name, but Mezzo, I'm going to rebuke you for what
That's
you
fine.
did there because
No.
as a theologian,
Host,
I
please.
find that
Did I
offensive.
mention her name?
hold
you're
on, I
still
think-
interested. Did I
Hey,
mention
let
your
them-
name?
No, but let them talk.
And you're
Hold
still
on.
interested. No,
Doc,
y'all
think-
doing too much.
I
Did I
think
mention?
Doc, I
Yes,
think
I'm scared as fuck.
Hold
Don't
on,
be scared.
Hold on.
Everything's
How-
okay.
'cause I'm trying
I've
to
been
hear them talk
I've
and
been
listen.
I've been rebuked. Okay, you don't have to be scared.
I've
No, hold
rebuked
on.
Mezzo.
Let
He's
them, I want to know.
No,
how
be
you guys-
honest, please.
Mezzo.
You
Can you
guys are
stop
We're
doing the
clipping
searing
this
and just do
live.
the couples
Sure, I'll
therapy part?
just do the regular
Amen.
part. Okay?
Just
I
do the
won't
regular
any more,
therapy thing.
I won't do any more searing. Okay.
Don't do searing, and I'm going to just do a little bit of theologian stuff and some
Yeah.
sex therapy. So, Doc, did you say you haven't performed oral for?
Okay, I'm
He
trying to
hasn't
hear
done
you.
it for. Sorry, I'll let you answer. I'm not going to see her. Go ahead.
You're not gonna see her. No, do this. Matter of fact, do it.
Let's hear it.
He hasn't done it on yet, but he's done it on other partners.
What's a hearer?
It's just Mezzo can see not necessarily the future, but he can see into people's lives and understand them, and that's how that's why he knows that Doc's a swinger. Like, you know,
he just swinger.
Just like
he has a long penis, like a swinging.
Quite a hammer on him. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, no! This is no.
That's
my
not
penis
true,
is very small. My penis is very small.
Then you should do more performing oral.
Be honest.
My penis is very small.
Stop. Okay,
you're winking. You're winking right now.
I'm not winking.
Okay,
you're just like it's really small. Tell him it's small.
What are you trying to get at? What are y'all trying to get at?
No. Please, can someone please be honest and say that I mentioned her name?
Let me just ask. Let me ask a question. Do you wish that Doc had performed oral on you?
Be honest.
Oh no, I don't really care. I didn't care for this.
What?
You have to hold a higher standard for yourself. Come on.
I didn't care this time.
She's got plenty because he has a big long swinger. I think she's kind of was more interested.
No, I
in
don't.
Do you wear sweatpants a lot?
Nope, we deconstructing already. See now, no, you're kind of losing. At first, I was scared. Now I'm not scared. Okay.
You don't wear sweatpants?
Yeah,
does
he.
Dick hang low? Does it wobble to and fro? Can he tie?
She can answer that. I'm pretty small. I'm pretty small. So, but y'all have her interested. As y'all can see, she's very interested. She came all the way across the room, so I know what interests her.
Well, I mean,
all the way across the door.
How did he said my name? So I want.
No, she's interested in atheism. So she's in. No, I'm not calling you an atheist, but she's.
Why are you
guys?
For me?
I apologize. I apologize.
Yeah. This is classic Christian male stuff. They kind of like to speak for women.
He's very passive aggressive against me. Actually, he is.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. Run for the hills.
Actually, I'm the one running.
With a big dick.
Actually, I'm the one running.
Oh yeah, let's make him think it's him doing it. Yeah, Doc, you could do better.
Yeah,
no, I'm the one running.
You're rejecting her, Doc, for sure.
No,
yeah,
absolutely. Great. You're
gonna
wonderful.
Do so good. Good, smart move, Doc.
But this is the interesting thing to me is that invited you into her body, and she obviously liked you to some degree. And then when you were having a conversation,
likes me.
But I think she likes you to a degree. But when you were having the conversation, she kind of sided with, T here and RatSoup.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, because you were not answering the questions, because you were not dealing with the actual problems.
Yeah, of course. So I'm not a pastor. And I even so even you as host,
No, but it's like, don't try to throw me under the bus or don't try to call me an atheist. I'm listening.
No, I did not call you an atheist, but I'm saying you are atheist. You are leaning towards them because it makes sense.
Doc,
it makes sense. It makes sense.
I would say
it makes sense to you.
I would say that she's in.
I didn't, and I never agreed with it, and I never agreed it.
Doc,
I did tell you I never read Samuel's, and I would like to study this. I would like to study this. Did I say that? Did I say that? Host. Of course. So
don't bring me into it then. Don't sit here and call me an atheist. She was making sense.
Of course she does. All these atheists make sense. It's easy to be a non-believer. It's easy to be a non-believer.
It's much easier. That's true.
It's really easy
to
be truthful.
You was going around the airport. Your ass was not landing the plane.
You see? She called me a weirdo. She called me a bitch. This just
listen. You should be an atheist because you're smarter than somebody like this that has brain rot. The thing is that, like, if somebody who has let you inside them sides with the strangers are probably on the level, right? Because, like, she would be on your team if you were right in that moment.
Not even right, just making sense. You didn't make any sense.
How did I
making any sort of sense?
So I don't make sense because I didn't answer the question.
You didn't answer that.
So I'm breaking down God's character.
Can you let me talk?
I'm breaking down God's character.
Have nothing to do with, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
So this is the point. This is why I was gonna bring other scriptures into it. The same way how they bring. I'm not.
You're being weird.
I'm being naturally. I love talking about the Bible, and I love talking to atheists because the Bible says that these people have a spot.
You're annoying.
I know I am.
But you're not.
Speaking of spots, have you hit
call me an
hers?
atheist because she.
One more time.
I said, speaking of spots, have you ever
Of
hit
course.
hers?
Like, obviously they're sitting here trolling you. I'm being for real with you.
No, I know you are. So I'm not. So I didn't go to school for theology.
Stop talking over me.
I mean, this is the last time you're gonna hear me. I mean, I'm glad this happened because.
Can I just say, like, I think.
Can I say something? Oh, we're not equally yoked.
We're not.
Equally yoked.
I invited her to church. I invited her to church for Easter.
And I want to come to church with you to Easter.
No, there's no point.
There's no point.
Can I just say, you're an incredible person.
She is a credible person.
Oh my goodness, she's fucking amazing.
We love you. Chat loves you so much. Just so you know, you have so much support by the over 250 people watching.
Of course.
And I wonder if do you have your own TikTok account so you can come in and not let this monster speak over you, this rape apologist? It'd be great.
Rape. We're not gonna speak on that now.
It'd be great to like talk to her directly rather than like have this like funneled through this rape apologist guy. You know.
It's wood. I love this because when you deconstruct, you can make someone smarter. Lose the Bible and lose credibility and be like, but I'm not, because there's a lot of things. So what do you believe in? You believe in science and stuff like that? Like I said, I love.
1 second.
Believe in love,
Mezzo is a couples therapist. Mezzo, can you speak to this idea that like sometimes Christians will, sometimes atheists will leave atheism to become Christians for a relationship, but they better not do that to like go to church with this rape apologist or whatever?
Sure, I guess I would just say that sometimes.
But I love this.
People can leave atheism to become Christian for a relationship, but better not do it for this piece of shit. Is that what you said?
Well, the way you said it was better.
So I did tell her that I wanted to come over here for
Did I tell you I love your work, Joel? I know. Sorry, I haven't actually met you in person.
Instead,
but I read your book and it is invigorating. Hey, Doc. Sorry, one second, Doc. We're just taking turns here.
Doc, you would be interested in it because I sent her on. The views went up because we're celebrities. I centered on Song of Solomon, and I did the theology with the sex therapy.
Beautiful.
And then I made it atheist, and it's just like this perfect marriage of, but not marriage outside of marriage.
Song of Solomon. What's your favorite metaphor for tits?
Fawns.
I like the coconuts.
That's a good one.
I like the one where it says they're like pomegranates, and I will climb up the tree and take hold of its pomegranates or something.
They always can. It's easily to get converted to be atheists. It's easy.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Would you like to? I'd love a tally. I would claim full credit for it.
We are both here, so I think,
would drop you so fucking fast, Joel.
You're a real contender.
Out the door.
I did get here before Joel.
She kicked me out. She said, "Go, leave."
So you don't, out of the dorm room?
Atheist, you don't believe in spirits?
Wait, she kicked you out of the room?
Yeah, like she don't want me here anymore.
Are you still? Is she still in there for now?
That's great. Everyone in chat.
Done.
Good job.
Good
job.
Good for her.
Yeah. Doc, you were really shitty to her.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like you're fucking.
While you're still here, my TikTok is robotgoat. Come find us, please.
I'll share it to her.
Like, Doc, you said some really, like, truly kind of shitty things to say to another human being, and that's not
what
kind.
Did I say?
That she's a sinner, or that you do sin, and that like this unevenly yoked thing, and like you were just kind of like undermining her.
Yes, exactly. So her calling me a weirdo and her calling me
You're
a bitch.
othering her. I don't even want you to go to Easter. All that stuff. Yeah. Like that's mean.
You also did
that
the thing where
mean.
if you
but it's because
you also mentioned just one more thing is that I think at the end there you said if God said grape was okay, it wouldn't like affect you in any way. That can hurt a lot of people's feelings, especially women who are standing.
No, you're
near
absolutely.
You.
So look. So here's the thing. So.
She's probably scared.
Certain things about that make me believe, like when one of the scriptures, right? When they say so one of the things when they say
gullibility,
like when you spill your semen, you will be unclean, and this, that, and the third. I literally
know how you
feel
clean
that.
it.
How?
Water. That's what it says.
If it's on leather.
If it's on leather.
Now, see, I find that you need to get like a baby wipe, which is problematic because they say flushable, but you cannot flush them.
Oh no, they will
Don't
clog those
flush
pipes.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's what you don't want,
But
especially
once
with the
they're
loads that this guy
crusty,
does.
once they're crusty, you can shape them. But Doc, I want to jump in here. You say you feel.
Just sorry to interrupt real quick. When I went to your house that one time, there were a bunch of small like origami cranes.
I'm an artist.
Interesting.
So, Doc, you were saying that like you,
so many of them,
when you ejaculate, and again, I'm a sex therapist and theologian. You said when you ejaculate, you actually feel unclean.
Yet more so masturbation. Like
Yeah.
Even when I'm fornicating
How often
too.
do you do it?
So I can actually say I was set apart for 3 months, right? When I didn't touch myself, I didn't watch no.
Is it because you
adult
had left your
things.
tweezers at home, so you had nothing to get a grip on it with?
He's lying.
No.
Joel.
I'm
This
being
guy's
honest. So wait, hold on.
He's thinking it's
So as
small
atheists-
compared to. He's got a
so as
7 or 8
atheists-
incher.
So as atheists, are you guys like still capable of not being trolling and stuff like that and still being human?
Kind of half and half.
Yeah, it's
I
kind
was
of hard.
sincerely
Because-
asking
because
about your habits. How
I
often
look
do
at you
jerk
guys
off?
as people. So what do you look at me
Doc,
as?
can I just say something real quick? I look at you as a person too.
What do you look at me as?
Without trolling?
A goat.
I said goat. I was on the same page with you on that.
We
should do a
both think
book
of you as the
together.
goat.
Yeah.
Oh, fellas.
I'm making sure I've been leaving.
But Doc, this is something that
Goofiest of all time.
this is something that genuinely concerns me a little bit, is that like you've been indoctrinated by this cult of Christianity to the point where you feel kind of guilt and you feel unclean when you do something that's entirely natural. It's like a biological necessity.
Sure.
What's that?
Nice meeting you. And I'm so sorry that this
She just slammed the
conflicted
door on
between
you?
us. Yes, she did. You guys' spirits is so strong.
Thank you.
That's what the Bible says as well. That's what the
Doc-
Bible.
Doc,
But it's
you-
my fault. You know, it's all my fault.
Hey,
Because
when you do go home
things like
tonight
this
to
happen
masturbate,
and
just
needed
do it
to
in the
happen.
shower though, because then you won't feel as unclean. Like you do it while you're cleaning.
Oh, you have soap around.
So this is the
Yeah, or
thing.
409 if you have
You
something.
guys do know that this is gonna bring me closer to God and it's gonna bring her closer to disbelief, right?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
doing
what we
that.
want. That's perfect.
So you guys did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you. My tally.
But
I get the tally for
it does sound mean when I say I realize we are unequally yoked. We are. We're just sinning. We're just fucking because we both are lustful.
I love that he's yelling this down the hall. Like everyone in the dorm is like, this fucking guy again.
Doc,
No,
it's
no.
probably because you're both human and you're both probably hot. And so you guys both wanted to fuck and enjoy yourselves. And you probably
welcome.
both
Stay
felt
safe.
great and had a wonderful time together.
Y'all heard me talking to that other girl? I should have got her number, right?
I think you gotta stop. I think you gotta stay away from girls for a while because you.
Thank you. So are you being real? So
No,
okay,
I'm
okay, so
saying
this-
that because
so
you
this is why,
gotta
like-
get your fucking head in the game and start learning about consent and not saying that it's okay. Like rape is okay because God says so.
No,
That's
I
why,
never
Doc.
said
I
it
want.
is.
I want
So
girls
I
to
was
be
just trying to-
safe.
So look. So this is why. So this is what I thought atheism was. They're still open to, like, hey, it could be, but I just don't believe it. You know. So and that's what I was always taught, that atheists still have, like, you guys study facts, right? Just like scientists.
That's
but
right.
when I come across atheists, you guys are all mean.
Who was
y'all-
mean
y'all-
to you?
No, not her. So I come.
No,
to these
no, not
atheists-
her. Nobody on this panel has been mean to you.
Yes, y'all, you did call me a piece of crap.
We said you have a big penis.
Oh my goodness. So look. So
Did I say piece of crap, guys? I don't
So,
remember.
but do you see how
I did kind of like say that.
So I'm
You guys are so messy.
I
Okay, I have a question. How did y'all know my name though? Like, cause I was trying to hear y'all talk, but he wouldn't be quiet. How do y'all know my name?
He's talking to y'all.
Doc here's a
Can y'all mute him, please? Mute him.
bit of an echo happening.
How did y'all know my name? Oh my gosh, I'm getting light.
There's an echo coming through her.
Yeah.
If
There's an echo
there's
on your
an
end.
echo on your end, do you have
earbuds?
I don't know. We're probably too close to each other because I just kicked him out.
No, he walks like a faint echo.
Oh, hold on. I don't know.
Try to leave it and join him again.
Everyone, when comes back, you guys gotta follow.
Is it still echo? Oh, see, yeah, that was just
No,
her.
yeah, it was from hers, yeah. But
But
Doc,
I'm humble. I'm humble. Like, I'm not mad at her. I don't hate her. I don't even hate y'all.
That was courtesy of RatSoup. Yeah, I mean it's great having a sex therapist and a couples therapist up here at the same time.
You're welcome.
The expertise that you two bring is just absolutely invaluable.
Yeah, and we work hand in hand, like we send people back and forth to each other, and our offices, right next to each other. So sometimes we hold hands.
It's a hand-in-hand job.
Answer her question, please. How did y'all know her name? Can y'all please be honest and say
But
that
by the way,
slipped up and said her
stop
name?
yelling for a second. We don't suggest too much hand stuff in relationships. Mouth stuff and other parts of the body stuff. But like if you just do too much hand stuff, it just gets tedious. Anyway, what were you going to say, Mezzo?
Joel, what's your take on moon landings, like butt to butt?
Oh, I thought you were talking about like action. Okay, that makes so much more sense. Yeah, Joel, what are your thoughts on the Alabama Hot Pocket?
Okay, well, one question at a time because I take every question serious.
Oh, the echoes back.
Mute while we're talking. Let's say what you gotta say.
Yeah, you can mute while you're not talking, but then while you're talking, you can unmute, or if you have earbuds, that'll help too. But we are very excited to talk to you because we've heard one side of the conversation.
I don't know. Am I still echoing?
A little bit.
I don't know. I mean, my phone is kind of like slow a little bit, but I'm not sure.
You don't have headphones?
I can connect to my Beats, but I don't know if that'll work.
Mind y'all.
It's just especially awful when we have to hear Doc's voice twice.
Right.
Just kidding, Doc.
See, they hate me.
We're having fun with
Nobody
you.
hates you, Doc.
That's better.
We actually want you to leave the cult. Yep, go ahead.
Not that easy. It's not easy. I'm not easily broken.
Okay,
Don't interrupt her now, okay?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to know how y'all knew my name. Because I know he said he was what is it called? A seer?
I promised I wouldn't do any more seers, so I can't, I'm not supposed to
But
talk
what is
about that. Just like
What is that?
I have, insights.
Okay, so what was the insight that you got?
The insight that he called you.
Yeah, I feel it on my insides, and I just say, I don't even think about it.
But Mezzo wasn't here for that, so it was a seer thing for Mezzo, but I was here.
So I did call her.
Oh, we did?
Not when Mezzo was here, though.
I didn't.
Thank you. See, I love honesty.
So, how long have you known Doc?
Okay, I'm gonna be messy for the viewers. I'm gonna just be messy for the viewers because I feel like that's what they want. But we've known each other for a couple months now.
A couple months. Okay, how did you meet, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, we met off a dating app.
A dating app. Okay, so I'm guessing he said he was in your dorm, so I'm guessing you guys are in college together?
Yeah.
Nice.
You guys have been hooking up for a couple months?
Yeah, we've been hooking up, but it's like I wanted to be with him, but he's a manipulator and he's like very rude sometimes, as y'all just seen. And it's like, obviously, I'm definitely not an atheist, but I respect everybody. I don't care what y'all have going on. It's just, mind y'all, I'm doing my homework right now. So as he was joining, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, well, I hope you're ready to like be able to have a, a debate. But me being educated, I was paying more attention to who was making sense. And he's over here talking about atheists. It's easier for atheists to make more sense. But honestly, it should be easy for, us Christians to make sense as well if we study the Bible and we're able to deconstruct what you guys feel. He wasn't making any sense. And like, yes, I fuck with him. Of course I respect him and of course I like him, but at the end of the day, me just being an educated bystander, I'm listening to who's going to A, B, C, and D. He's, like you said, he's circling the airport and then he's getting upset with me, calling me an atheist, but it's just like you joined the chat with no, like no background. Like he wasn't able to defend, you know.
So in my defense, I did say, and you could back me up if you want to be a truthful person. I said I would have to study this more and more and more and more. I even tell her before I even came to the dorm, I would like to do Bible study. Of course, I'm not a pastor. I'm not a preacher.
You said
However,
that
I
Bible
like to do
discussion and
these
study
things.
meeting, huh? Little
But I
BDSM
still,
together.
yes, doing this makes me study the Bible more.
Doc,
Because
I got news for you and for you. He could study the Bible and you guys could study the Bible for 100 years and it still wouldn't make sense. Christianity is not something that makes sense. That's why atheists always will, quote unquote, win, because it's the real and true perspective to hold. And I know that you don't consider yourself an atheist right now, but atheist isn't a bad word. You don't call someone an atheist like an insult. It's okay to be atheist, and
No,
it
I
actually
don't.
makes more sense.
No, yeah, I don't call atheist as an insult. At the end of the day, I wasn't here to like defend any side. I was just listening, and so that's honestly why I'm involved. But if y'all continue to have that conversation about this, that, and the third, and about Samuel and about Grape, then that's between y'all. I just joined because that's what the viewers want, and you
Well,
guys want
yeah.
insight.
As a
Me,
sex therapist, because you guys were hooking up for 2 months and he did not perform oral.
um, well, it's been more than 2 months. It's been on and off, and yes, he has given
Wow.
me oral, and
Oh,
I've
okay.
given.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
see, so
good,
he
that
Doc.
was what
hadn't.
worried me. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great, Doc. And look, I'm kind of out of my element here since this turned out to not be a relationship, but I do think it's worth like considering that this stuff isn't true, because I think Doc is right. It is easier to be atheist. It's easier to go the true way. It's easier because it makes sense. The reason Christianity is harder to defend is because there's magic, right? That's harder to like defend is true. There's miraculous magic, and there's all this awful stuff that Doc couldn't answer to. There's like God commanding rape in the Bible, infanticide, slavery, terrible, terrible things. He's against interracial marriages, like stuff that like now is just so obviously gruesome and horrible. But back then, to the men who wrote the book and made this God up, that's just what they believed. That's why it doesn't make sense, just because some old farts made it up.
but do you guys see how where we already was having a little tension? But do you see how religion break
Honestly, we
people up?
weren't. Honestly, we weren't having any tension. I honestly don't even know what you're talking about.
Did you
Yeah.
did you see how it
Doc, I
instantly
think
broke
this
us
is
up?
this is
Hey, Doc,
important.
you don't have to yell. We can hear you.
This is
I'm sorry, I'm
important. I
Tom,
think
outside. I'm
yeah, you
outside.
can just like, you could probably leave, right?
I know they're not in a relationship and they'll never be in a
Do a kick
relationship,
pull.
and they basically broke up tonight. But Mezzo, maybe you should speak as a relationship counselor to the idea that he is a walking red flag who is
Oh yeah,
manipulative.
He is a walking red flag. He's very manipulative.
yeah.
And tonight honestly just proved that. Honestly, I'm doing my homework right now. So
Yeah.
it's like, as I keep saying, I don't have nothing to do with what you guys are talking about. He just got upset because I'm literally telling him like, yeah, I'm not gonna like, you're not really making like any point. Like, cause I intervened when you said you're not landing the plane, you're like kind of like just going around the airport. And like he got a little butthurt, but it's just like, as I keep saying, me just being an educated bystander. I'm just listening and I'm paying attention to who's making key points and who's making sense in this current conversation. It doesn't have
That's
anything,
interesting.
you know,
Well,
I don't have any sides. I'm not picking any sides, but him being here with me in person, I'm literally agreeing. Like, you keep going back to Genesis and you're doing this, but you're not answering the girl's question. That's all I was saying.
Because so the same way how they can deconstruct, I was constructing.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't. You keep going back to Genesis this and God's act that. That wasn't her question. She wanted you to give her a straightforward answer. She just wanted y'all just were supposed to just have a conversation about the scripture. That's why you joined the chat, right? That's why I gave you my Bible, right? You didn't answer her
So,
question though.
so the thing
You should let
is,
him keep it.
oh
You
no, no,
probably
no.
like, and then you're
So
mad
the
at
thing
me,
is,
and then
I
you're
never
mad at
got mad
me.
at you. I just
Yes, you
let you know
did.
that
And then
it's
you're over here
easy.
talking about oh, we're lustful and we're this and we're
We
that.
are.
First of all, that didn't have anything to do with the conversation y'all were having, but you do that all the time. You like to deflect
We
and
were.
you're a manipulator.
Oh
That's a
my goodness.
manipulation tactic for
You know
sure.
that's
Just
he
as a
loves to
relationship
deflect.
guy, yeah. And anyone who's attending church regularly and posting about church, but also like perusing dating sites, and he's someone who like is using this like religion as a misogynistic means to an end. He's using it to
Is
like
that
get
true?
over women, yeah.
What did you say? Hmm?
That
He's
he's
using.
using it. Yeah, he's using the religion.
I don't know. I'm not. Wait, is he using the religion for what?
Well,
To
Christianity
amp
is,
himself
for
up as a
misogyny.
man.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a manipulative tool, right? Like he's now trying to like lean into the guilt that you might feel because he's using Christianese on you in order to manipulate you and to kind of dominate you in a really ugly way. He's a misogynist.
Like
Hold
if I
on.
can, oh,
Sorry, the comments just said, girl, he tried to get another girl's number as he was walking out
he
your door.
did. I was gonna
That's
talk
true.
about that. That did happen, but let me just say quickly first.
No, I didn't try. I just said, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "Y'all, that'd be funny if I tried to get her number."
No, you said I should have. I
You said
should
I
have.
should
You
have
see,
gotten her number.
he's a liar. He's always
Yep.
lying. But you
This is
hold on,
recorded.
hold on. I just want
But
to say,
I'm,
I just
I'm,
want to
I'm.
say, be quiet. I just want to say to the girlies in this chat, you guys, I promise I am not slow. I just wanted the horse. You get what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I wanted a relationship with
You
him,
see, she just
but
admitted it. That's all. I told you it was
Doc,
only
you're
yeah,
being
lust.
we were
rude
on the same
interrupting.
page. Please stop really interrupting me. You guys, chat. We were on the same page. We missed each other. You get what I'm saying? We wanted to make love with each other, and that's what we did.
No, tell them what.
Thank you for muting him. You
I
guys,
wanted.
chat. We were both on the same page. Okay, we were both on the same page, and additionally, besides us being on the same page about having sex tonight, yes, I want a relationship with this guy. You guys, okay, I did, but I do notice that he is a red flag. He's a manipulator. He's always trying to deflect, and tonight kind of just like it was like dead in my face this time. It was kind of like, okay, you're not even answering the girl's question, but that's just your character.
You are a very intelligent woman who is educating and bettering yourself. You seem to be a much stronger critical thinker than Doc is. Everything I know we've only seen him interact with you for a very short amount of time, but he's done nothing but disrespect and belittle you, and he's been weaponizing religion to do it.
And
You deserve someone who treats you better than that, frankly. And I understand that I'm someone who's known you for just a short while. I have no right to tell you what to do with any interpersonal relationships, but as someone who has been through the game, you don't want to be around a person like that. You just don't.
You're better off. And Chicago's a big place. There's plenty of dicks in the sea. You know all the expressions.
For sure.
C stands for
Doc,
Chicago.
Shut
Plenty of
up,
dicks
Doc.
in the sea.
Doc, nobody likes you
like,
now. We want
yeah,
you to
like
stop talking.
you're being an asshole. And honestly, I don't even care if you guys are being an asshole. That's fine. But you, Jerquez, the fact that like you're being just a dick and you're rude and you're a fucking asshole. That's the issue tonight. And then honestly, the girlies are not wrong. You do belittle me and you're a manipulator. And I can tell that you're intimidated because I'm in school and you're not.
So I'm not in school.
Find someone that will celebrate you because you're awesome. You're amazing. Everybody here, like, one's in chat if you are in love with right now.
Yes, and I blocked him, and he's
do
blocked
it.
Chad.
Don't unblock him. Don't have that weakness. Go find someone that's going to go down on you every time, and just celebrate who you are because you're incredible.
Thank you. Guys, if you guys think that I'm a beautiful person, I need some pink hearts, guys, for me.
Pink hearts?
Throw some pink hearts in the chat for me, guys.
You heard pink hearts.
Pink hearts.
It's gonna
I
blow
appreciate y'all. Because like I had nothing to do with the conversation. Like I was just simply saying that I'm not gonna lie, you're not really answering her question and you're proving her point just a little bit.
It is also important, though, to remember that the Bible is horrific. Like, I know where there's kind of two conversations happening now, but that is also, that's what led into this, is that he was defending the monstrous God of the Bible who does the same manipulation tactics that Doc is using, right? That's like why we all rejected God.
I mean, that's why I chose this specific topic. If you read through the Bible, there is a consistent pattern of how women are treated, and it is not good. Oh, thank you, partner. But they are consistently deprived of agency. They are consistently used as tools to either punish or bolster men. And that is a concerning pattern that is taken on by a lot of men who are Christian, and I think we see evidence of it.
Oh man, think about how good it feels to block Doc. Wait till you can block God.
Block Jesus.
Lose his number, girl. Like, get out of there. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna feel fantastic to be free.
I definitely am a strong Christian, and you guys definitely won't be able to turn me into an atheist. But at the end of the day, I do respect everybody. I was just here for the tea. I was just here because Doc put me in here. But again, I'm not going to have a conversation about my religion. I don't really read my Bible too much. I'm trying to get more into the Bible, so I'm not going to join something that I can't really like say too much about. And I honestly felt like he should have probably just done the same.
That's fair. Well, just listen to the rest of the conversations tonight, because Robot Goat's great.
I can stick around, but at the end of the day, I am a Christian. And
it is the end of the day. Like, it's pretty late. Like, we're there. But listen to the rest of the show, though. You know.
Oh, for sure. But I am gonna.
Nah, she's a user. She just used you guys.
Doc.
Well, if you want to use me, I have a channel called Joel Reads Bible on YouTube where I read full chapters of the Bible, so you don't have to. So if like you wanted to get into the Bible a little bit more, I read every word in the Bible, but I also like do a little commentary, make a few jokes. You know, I'm very entertaining, and it might be something that like if the Bible's really boring sometimes, so it might be more fun to read it with with me on YouTube. Like so YouTube, Joel Reads Bible.
Handsome, sex therapist kind of guy.
Yeah, I'm also a sex therapist. I don't get into the sex therapy on the channel. I mainly do that, but sometimes I'll do a live stream where I encourage people to perform oral. So I still am a sex therapist. Yeah.
Oh, the demonstrations you give are fantastic. And what's nice, Vicky, is that he'll do it with like different fruits, different donuts, and so that you can imagine it with a variety of different vaginas, which I think is really helpful for people who are learners, like first timers.
It is magnetic. I cannot get the image out of my head.
You'll probably know this. Not all vaginas are like a apple fritter. Or
I've been told mine's like a bear claw.
Exactly. See? Wow. So I'll take a different type of donut, sometimes cream filled, depending on how excited she is. Sometimes I will, get a lemon.
Right. I liked that one because that one, like the challenge of getting through the pucker was what was encouraging to the first timers. That's what I was saying. Because you might be unsure of what you're getting into the first time.
Gotta get through the pucker.
And so, it's really important. It's important work that he does. So, but read the Bible with him. I think that's good stuff too.
Well, unfortunately, he's blocked. So
that's not unfortunate. That's fortunate for everybody.
Actually, you're right. Fortunately for me and for me, he is blocked, and yeah.
You're gonna do so much better without him. You're gonna have somebody that's gonna really just be in love with who you are and not just using. Look, if Doc was a good person, when you were speaking out and just saying facts about how the debate was going, he would have been like, you know what? I feel a little bit insecure because of how you, a person who I've been sleeping with, is speaking to me in front of these strangers, right? That's probably what was going on there. But
And I
instead,
agree.
he used Christianese to manipulate you. He's like, we're unevenly yoked. This is just
Yeah, and
lust.
yeah,
You're, you
yes,
know, what, how
yes, and yes.
horrific.
Yes, and although I'm a Christian and you guys are not, I feel like we are still able to have a conversation about this freaking
For sure.
relationship. And that
Yeah.
and to clarify for the chat, that is why I'm here. I don't have
That's it.
anything else to do
We
with
know you don't want to
the
talk about the
conversation.
cult you're in, okay? We
I,
get
I
it,
do
Victoria.
have like
Come back another time.
one last bit of relationship advice for you.
To me, Christianity is not a cult. Please be respectful. I'm respectful. You guys are respectful. Please be respectful.
Sure. As I do specialize in this thing, I actually know someone who would be really perfect for you. I don't know if like you're interested, like you just kind of lost a potential person today, but I know exactly who would be perfect for you. And she's actually in this live right now. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Are we talking about platonic or romance?
It's you.
Yes.
Fall in love with yourself.
Yes.
You deserve
Thank you.
yourself. You're better than any man
and get
here.
a really good vibrator.
Get a good vibrator.
Yes.
I do have a
Got me
collection.
through college.
There's one called Lemon, ironically.
Oh, really? Okay.
It'll suck your clit right off, but not in a bad way.
Okay.
I use that too.
That's why I'm here, Chad, because and I would like to touch that. I understand if that could have kind of made him insecure if I was just, putting my insight on the debate. Again, it didn't have anything to do with me, so I kind of did include myself. It was just kind of getting annoying hearing him say the same thing, and it was just like kind of just getting annoying. So.
He did basically do the equivalent of taking a phone call on speaker while you were trying to work on homework.
Yeah. So, I'm listening to it a little bit. And as I'm listening, I can make, a reasonable, I can say, well,
What are you studying, by the way?
Can you guess? Or is this the seer or whatever? What am I studying?
You sound like some sort of like sociology type of person, like sociology thing.
Ooh, that's cool.
Close?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is science. It's science.
Hey! Mine's in biological science.
Yeah, mine's in science. He can't allow her to have the last word. He never lets me have the last word. And every time we try to have a conversation, he's always deflecting, and then he makes me the problem. Thank you, Dania. I didn't think I was wrong. Thank you.
Well, you're free now.
And so am I. So I'm gonna step down. As a relationship counselor, once they break up, I have completed my work.
Do you get a
that's how
tally
most
for that?
most of my work is actually. I'm
thank you for
a
the
breakup
galaxy.
counselor.
A breakup counselor.
Most people should break up.
I mean, most people should. Most people should break up.
You need a guy who both respects you and could make you come. I was with too many that could do one or the other.
Yeah. It's hard
Thank
to find
you.
that soulmate.
Love you.
All right, so enjoy your live, and after you drop, stick around and listen to the other conversations. You might find them really fascinating. Doc, I have nothing to say to you. Bye, Joel. Bye, robotgoat.
Bye, Mezzo. I just want to reiterate what Mezzo said. You need to find a soulmate, not a whole mate. Okay? It's one of the things we say in the sex therapy game. Soulmate, not whole mate, okay? Take care of yourself, all right?
Thank you, Chad. Bye. It was nice talking to you guys.
Y'all have a lovely evening. I'm just gonna go ahead and... All right. I don't know if you want to stay up and finish the conversation.
That was amazing. I loved it.
I'm sure you did. Doc,
Yeah.
do you have any final words you'd like to say to chat? Oh, you're teacupped. We can't hear you.
Oh yeah, man, this is wonderful. Like I said, the reason why I love the Bible is because it says that the ones that don't know, you know, which I believe is atheists, have a more spot in heaven than the ones who do know and continue to disobey. Like me, I'm a sinner, and I acknowledge that, and I try my hardest to do better. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like talking to atheists, because you guys still have a spot. You guys still have a special place, and like you said, I question the Bible a lot. It's just some observations that I've been through that make me a believer.
Well, I would keep reading and keep questioning, and also maybe stop yelling these things in public. Have a good evening, Doc.